All right, so we are recording. All right, so can you see me right now? No, okay. Awesome. So today we are going to talk about forming and following up and closing. And first of all, I'm Whitney, by the way. I know you guys know me, but for anybody who watches this in the future, watches the recording, I'm Whitney, and this is our Team Fortitude webinar on how to form and follow up and close. And at first I was just going to do following up and closing. However, forming is so crucial to doing the following up and the closing. We needed to really touch on forming. So we're going to start with that. And if y'all have your pen and papers, I have lots of notes. And then some of the scripts that I'm going to share with you guys, I'm going to also post them in the notes so that you can, in the notes of the recording, so that you guys can have these scripts to use and make them your own as well. So first of all, we want to start with talking about forming and why it's so important. As coaches, we always have that fear of not wanting to be salesy and just feeling icky whenever we go to ask somebody to join a challenge group, because we know that they're going to have to actually spend money to do this with us. However, in order to take away those icky feelings and just take away that whole umbrella of being a salesy person, we are not salespeople. We are hope givers, and we are in the business of relationship building. That is what we are about. And so I just want you guys to know, we are not a product. We are not here to sell things. We're not here to make money. We're here to be the hope givers to people. We are here to sell ourselves, actually, because people can go and buy this stuff off of Amazon, or they can go straight to the Beachbody website, or they can go and buy it off of an infomercial if they wanted it. But the way that we present ourselves and the way that we reach out to people and we build relationships and we build trust with people, that we're basically selling ourselves, because they're not going to they're going to just go buy whatever they're going to buy regardless, but they can choose to work with you because of who you are and what you have brought to their lives. And so we can personally connect with them, and we can give them the tips and the tools to reach their goals. And we also can be those hope givers for them, because some people don't have anyone in their lives, not even one person, that believes in them and that gives them encouragement or gives them that hope that they can accomplish anything. So we're basically telling our audience on our Facebook, first of all, that we believe in them and that we're being that encourager, and that there is an opportunity to change their lives. We have that opportunity, and it's our job to reach out to people and invite them to grab a hold of this opportunity. And so, and what we do whenever we're messaging people is we're going to explain the value of what we have to offer, because majority of the time somebody's going to ask you right off the bat, how much is it? I heard Shakeology was expensive. And so our job is to not be like, oh, it's $129.99 a month and it's a bottom of the bag guarantee, and I would just love to, be your coach and all of that. We can say that, however, it's going to make them run a mile away. So first of all, we want to slow down, and we want to explain to them, the value of this opportunity. What we offer is wellness. We offer them their confidence back. We offer them their energy. They get to play with their kids again. They're going to have the energy to do well in their jobs and maybe even get raises. We get, that confidence and that, that boost of sexiness in their lives, where they can actually start growing closer in their marriage and healing relationships and their marriages as well. Like, I've seen it, and I've seen it personally in my own life. So what we are here for is to express that to others and explain the value of living a clean, healthy, fit lifestyle. So if you guys have pen and paper, I'm going to give you 2 acronyms. And this is going to help you ask all these questions and get to know them better and form them better and get to know their needs. The first one is SIGN, S-I-G-N. The S is for strengths. The I is for interests. G is for gifts. And N is for needs. And the second one is FORM, F-O-R-M, and that's F is for family, O is for occupation, R is for recreation, and M is for message. And so if you use those, that's going to be very helpful in your conversations where you're trying to get to know somebody, where you feel stuck, or you're like, I don't really know this person, I don't know what to ask them next. It's pretty easy if you just relate back to these and be like, oh, so what are you into? Or what do you do for a living? Or what's your passions? What do you know, how's your family doing? How many kids do you have? How old are they? Are they in school? Do you homeschool? I mean, it can be just go off of those and you can come up with hundreds and hundreds of different questions in order to get them to talk to you and open up to you. And it also lets them know that you're interested in them. And be a good listener whenever they are explaining their lives to you. All right, so whenever we are listening to our potential challengers, we're going to pick up on cues from them. And it's our jobs to steer the conversations in a way that, in a direction to where we can eventually present a challenge group to them, or something else that's going to fill their needs. Maybe it's not Shakeology just yet, or maybe it is a challenge pack, or maybe it's just a program. Whatever it is, we're going to pick up on the cues. It might even be like, hey, have you ever thought about doing what I do from home? I get flexible hours and I get to coach at home and be with my kids. It's filling a financial need for us, like that kind of thing. So for example, if they mention that where they moved to, they're not able to find a job, and the budget's always super tight, and they wish they could quit their jobs, or they're not getting along with their coworkers and their boss is not fair, things like that. Pick up on those cues and ask them, later on, whenever the time's right, have you ever thought, of what I'm doing, what I do? And they're going to be really much more receptive to hearing that once you have built a relationship with them and they have built a trust in you. And they'll be like, you know what? I've been following you, and yeah, that does seem interesting. What's that about? Another example would be if they mention that they, in conversation, that they never have energy, that they don't ever have the time to go to a gym anymore, just because of their busy work schedule, or because they have kids now, or, you can pick up on those cues where you can explain to them, like, yeah, like I can totally understand and I relate to you, and I'm so grateful that I have my at-home programs now, because I would never be able to make it to the gym either, or, just things like that. So it's really easy to pick up on those cues whenever we are forming and really, really getting to know them and getting to know their needs. So even if you aren't ready to invite yet, you can give them something of value as well when you're messaging back and forth. If you're not ready just yet to say, hey, have you ever thought about doing a challenge with me? You can at least give them something of value, which would be like, for instance, recently I was able to give someone my recipe for homemade dry shampoo. It could even be like someone who is going through, they have celiacs or something like that. You can give them a blog or a recipe that you have used that's relatable, and you can send that to them like, hey, I'm not celiac, I don't have celiac myself, but I've been following this blog for a while, and she has wonderful recipes. Let me shoot that over to you. Just give them something of value, and it lets them know that you actually give a care about them and that you're not just after the sale. Because honestly, if you are just after the sale, they're going to smell it from a mile away. And I know you guys know that, because some people that have other businesses, I'm sure you can feel that from them, They're not actually there to like get to know you and your life and your children and your trials and your marriage, and they don't really want to get to know you. They just want you to like pop into their party, and they want you to buy something, right? So they can get rewards. You guys know what I'm talking about. So basically steer away from that type of interaction with people. All right, so when you are building your relationships and trust with others, you want to be yourself, and you want to be very genuine. And like I said, if you're after the sale, they're going to smell it. And remember to just be a friend first and foremost out of everything. You definitely want to follow up with birthdays. If it's their birthday, send them a birthday message. Hey girl, happy birthday. Do you have any special plans today? That kind of thing. Holidays, anniversaries, promotions, engagements, new babies. All of these things are wonderful ways to plug into their page and let them know that you're thinking of them. You don't even have to post on your page. You can use it as a way to private message them as well. And before you go to message anyone, especially if you're ready to send them an invite, you definitely always want to go to their page and check out their page and see if they're going through anything, because you don't want to send them an invite, like a cold invite on the day that they post that they, lost a loved one or something like that. That would be insensitive, and they would feel like you're just after the sale. So remember, as coaches, we're almost always like life coaches almost, because people are going to come to us and they're going to be sharing very personal details in their lives. So you definitely want to be trustworthy, and you want to let them know that they can come to you with those intimate details of their life. People need to feel valued. You want to write this down. They want to feel valued. They want to feel comfortable. They want to feel confident, and they want to feel cherished. They need to know if you care about them and if they can trust you. And if you care more about your relationship than the sale, it will never, ever, ever feel salesy, and it will never feel icky. The sale will always eventually happen when you treat them like $1 million and when you give them the Ritz-Carlton treatment instead of the Walmart treatment. And people don't care about what you know until you show them that you care. So especially when you're with people and like physically with people, you always want to show them that you care with eye contact, smiling. I mean, smile even when you're messaging people and they can't see your face. It definitely shows up. And when you're in public, don't ever speak negatively or gossip about other people, because others will see that. Not that you guys would do that, but, just make sure to watch, the negativity and things that you say in front of other people, because people will pick up on that, and they'll know that they can't come to you with intimate details of their life if that's the kind of way you're talking about other things. So that's important to remember as well. Okay, so and that's forming others. Now, when you already know somebody pretty well and they're interested in what you have to offer, and you're connecting with someone who is already interested in your coaching, you definitely want to get to know their needs with some of these questions. This is what I normally ask. What are your current health and wellness fitness goals? What do you feel like you might struggle with the most? Time, energy, motivation, the know-how, clean eating, nutrition, accountability, etc. What have you tried in the past that you enjoyed doing, or what worked for you in the past and what doesn't work anymore, or what did you enjoy doing? Those kind of questions. What does a normal day of nutrition look like for you? I always end with that one because that's kind of a touchy subject with people, and like it's 90% of the battle is nutrition. So that can be one where, you know, they feel like, oh, well, I did pretty good with that, you know, but in the end, you're like, no, we could definitely help you tweak that a little bit. That's a hard one for people because everyone has their own battle and struggles with nutrition. So whenever you are asking those questions, I only ask maybe 2 at a time. I don't ask all 5 or 6 at a time. I get to know, or I let them respond to me, and I wait patiently for them at least 1 or 2 days. If they don't get back to me, then I follow up. But you always want to wait for their responses and really listen to their responses. And then once you have enough information about them, that's when you can go for the invite. And this is an example of one. I mean, definitely relate to them as well. Hey, hun, so I can totally relate with blah, blah, blah. I know how that can be. You know, you want to make sure that that you can relate to them and that you are understanding of their needs. And based off of what you told me, I do have a program in mind for you that I think will really help you with your goal of blah, 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 and then remind them of their goal. Do you mind if I send you a short promotion video for, let's just say, 21 Day Fix? It will explain in a lot more detail what it has to offer, and then we can chat afterwards what you think about it, and we can see if it's a good fit for you. So you always wait for their response. You don't just immediately send them the promo video. Wait for the yes response, and then I always just go to YouTube and grab the link for it real quick, and then I copy and paste it into my messages, and then I always reply with here's the video I was talking about. I'm really excited to share this with you. I can't wait to hear what you think about it, and I will check in with you tomorrow morning if I haven't heard back from you first. I mean, and this depends on like what time of day you send it. If you're sending it in the super early in the morning and you know that they can watch it that night, then say I'll check in with you tonight or whatever the case might be. But I think giving them an end date of like, hey, I'm going to check in with you by this time, it gives them more motive to go ahead and watch it instead of taking their time about it. So check in with them and say, hey, hon, so what did you think about the video? I can't wait to see or hear what you thought about it and what was eye-opening to you, or what your thoughts are on it, that kind of thing. And so if I don't hear back from them, that's whenever I send a follow-up a day or 2 later. Hey, hon, I didn't hear back from you yet, and I was really looking forward to hearing what your thoughts were on that video that I sent over. Or if you didn't send them any video, you could say something like, I was really looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the program that we chatted about the other day. I have a new challenge group opening up really soon, and I was thinking of you and wanted to see if you were ready to take a chance and join me with the right tools to get you started on those goals that you had shared with me. So it's bringing back up the fact that they have goals and that you were listening to them and that there's a need. And, you know, because sometimes when you're talking to them and they're like on a roll of sharing, and then they go and they deal with their husband and the dishes and the kids, and then they go to bed for the night, and then another day of work happens. I mean, they kind of just like, they transfer out of that mindset of, oh yeah, I do need to get back on track. I was wanting to lose weight. I was wanting to learn how to eat cleaner. And they shift from that mindset. So you want to keep the momentum going, and you don't want to wait too long in between your conversations, because they're going to lose that drive and that motivation to get it started soon. And I mean, you could even plug in the date of the challenge group. Hey girl, next Monday we are starting up, and I am holding you a place, and I know that you wanted to get started with that goal of losing 15 pounds, and I know that you can do it. Share that excitement, share your belief in them, and constantly remind them and encourage them and edify them, and let them know that you are confident in what you have to offer and that you're confident that they can achieve it as well, because that's going to get them more excited and it's going to keep them in that mindset of, yes, I do need to do this. I need to take advantage of this right now. And it's going to help escalate it. So if you still don't hear back from them, which sometimes this happens, you're going to get crickets a lot, actually, and that's totally fine. You're going to follow up with something like this. Hey girl, I'm checking in with you again. Are you ready to commit and change your life? I know life gets busy and that I just want to be that friendly nudge to you because you sounded like you were really excited to get started. What can we do to chat about it? Right now is not the time to get you started. That's totally fine. I just don't want to keep bugging you about it if it's not the right time for you. Normally that's going to get a response. Or you could say something like, well, just recently, here's an example. I had a friend that was in the free clean eating challenge group with us, and I said, hey, girlie, and this is like my third message to her. How are things going this last few days inside the challenge group? I didn't really see you in there posting. I know we had chatted briefly about you getting back on track and ordering Shakeology again. So that you have that game changer for you in your nutrition and for your busy schedule. And so it would be, especially with school starting again, if you're just not ready right now, let me know so that I don't keep bugging you about it. I get told no all the time, so it doesn't hurt my feelings, LOL. You know, use the LOL, use the smiley emoticons, use the hearts, use all of that stuff. Let them know that you're friendly and that you're smiling as well. Those are great tools. I just want to know how I can serve you better because you had told me that you were ready to get back into it. And sure enough, she messaged me like 2 hours later. It always like shows them that, you know what, I'm here when you're ready. I'm ready, you know, to help you reach those goals when you're ready. And sometimes it just might be they had a car accident and they had to spend thousands of dollars to get the car fixed. Or, you know, it's not that they're saying no to you right now. It's not that they're ignoring you. It's the fact that they had something come up in their life and it was a monkey wrench and they couldn't get back to you, for one, and then for two, they couldn't afford it at that time. So let it not be something that you feel like it's your fault or that you said something wrong or that they're like, God, I just hate this girl. Why is she always messaging me? No, I don't want to join your stupid challenge group. That's not what they're thinking at all. It's just sometimes life happens and gets super busy where they can't respond back to you. So don't ever be offended about it. So as you're closing, those are the kinds of things that you want to keep in mind. Like I said earlier, making sure that the relationship is the priority, relationship over the sale. They will see that you care about them, they will respect that, and they will appreciate it. And they are going to want to work with you because you respect them and you respect their needs. And so after that, the closing should be super simple. And like I said, I'll post the scripts. And I'm going to let you guys unmute yourselves. If you guys have any questions, we can answer those. I'm going to check the chat. Okay. How long does it normally take to build a relationship? Honestly, it can be like super fast. There's people that give me referrals and they're like, hey, this is my friend Whitney. She's a really awesome study coach. Just chat with her and she'll get you started. And so I'll privately be messaging people because they already know that I'm a coach and they already know what I'm about. So I would ask them the questions like, what are your specific health goals right now? And then most people, when they're at that stage, they're ready to just, they're ready to tell me everything, their whole life story. And I'm like, okay, I got it. 21-day fix. going to transform your life. I believe in you. You know, encourage them, edify them, and make sure that they know that you are confident in this opportunity, and they're going to eat it up, and they're going to know that they're able to do it. And how long can it take to have individuals order amazing Beachbody Webs? Okay, so getting them to order is as simple as once you get to know them and you say, okay, well, have you ever thought about joining me for a challenge group? And they were like, yeah, what's that about? You explain a little bit about what the challenge group is about. And then they're like, yeah, okay, so how much is that? You definitely want to wrap it up like an Oreo cookie. Okay. You don't want to just spit out the number to them. You want to say, you know what? You're going to get the 21-Day Fix program, which has 30-minute efficient workouts. You're going to get the portion control container system. You're going to get the nutrition guide that's going to help you fill up those containers with the right foods to fill your body. You're going to get a shaker bottle, and you're going to get a full month's worth of Shakeology. And on top of that, you're going to get me as your coach, and I'm going to be available to you, and I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to take your hand, and I'm going to be there every step of the way. And on top of that, you're going to get free enrollment into our accountability challenge group. And we're going to be posting tips and tools every single day. We're going to keep you motivated with little challenges, and it's going to be amazing. You're going to be surrounded by people who are completely going to wrap their arms around you, and we're all encouraging and loving on each other. And then you get all of that for just $140. And then they're going to be like, well, heck yeah, I want to get that. It's only $140. Okay. At that point in the conversation, they're going to be like, sign me up right now. Where's the sign-up step? So once they tell you, yeah, you say, okay, girl, are you ready for me to send the sign-up steps over? Send them over. Half of the time, they will sometimes take their time about it. That's okay. We just use our follow-up techniques, just like we just talked about. Okay. And then other ones will be like, I'm going to sign up right now, and then let them know, okay, I'm available. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know when you get it signed up so I can go check your order for you and make sure it went through smoothly. And then, yeah, and make sure when you're talking to somebody that you do kind of let them know, like, I want to be your coach. So that they're not getting all of these details and information from you, and then they're like, oh, I bought it off of Amazon. That will happen sometimes too. Let them know, like, I'm going to be here for you as your coach. When you order from me, you get free enrollment into my group, so on, so on. Did that help?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I learned.
Awesome. Any more questions?
For me, okay, since I'm still I'm new at all this and still got to learn a lot. For posting like how I'm a Beachbody coach, I don't want to like always post that on there. I don't want to kind of post that too much, but I also don't want to not post it at all. So just finding that balance. Mm-hmm. I don't know how often, when to say like I'm a Beachbody coach, and when to just say I love working out. Like I just need to find a balance.
So I'm pretty sure I labeled next week's webinar about your social media influence and presence. Okay. But I will definitely walk you through that some more. There is a balance to it for sure, okay. For sure. And you are just like everyone else, so don't feel overwhelmed. Everyone else, starts off the same way, I promise.
I'm still struggling with that, so.
Yeah. So next week is going to be about that, I promise. And then, whatever I find during this next week, though, I'll post as well.
Okay.
So you guys can have some tips and tools this week.
Thank you.
So we have less than a minute. We got through it, though. Yay. Thank you guys for showing up with me.
Thank you. And it was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
All right, ladies.
Bye. All right, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.